In the bustling town of Willow Creek, there lived a bright and ambitious girl named Aasma. From a young age, she had a passion for learning and a dream of becoming a scientist. She was fascinated by the stars, the mysteries of the universe, and the way things worked. However, Aasma faced a significant challenge. She had asthma, which often made it difficult for her to participate in physical activities and sometimes affected her concentration during her studies. Despite her condition, Aasma was determined to excel in school. She set a goal for herself to achieve the highest grades in her class and win the prestigious Willow Creek Science Fair. This fair was known for showcasing the talents of young scientists, and Aasma dreamed of presenting her project on renewable energy sources. As the school year began, Aasma faced several challenges. The pressure of keeping up with her classmates weighed heavily on her. While her friends could run around during recess and participate in sports, Aasma often had to take breaks to catch her breath. She sometimes felt left out and worried that her asthma would hold her back. One day, during a science class, Aasma's teacher announced the upcoming science fair. Excitement filled the room, and Aasma's heart raced. She knew this was her chance to shine, but the thought of competing against her classmates made her anxious. "What if I can't keep up?" she thought. Determined to succeed, Aasma decided to create a detailed study plan. She allocated specific times for her studies, ensuring she had enough time to research and work on her project without overexerting herself. She also spoke to her parents about her goals, and they promised to support her every step of the way. As weeks passed, Aasma immersed herself in her studies. She spent hours in the library, reading books about renewable energy, solar panels, and wind turbines. She took notes, sketched diagrams, and formulated her ideas. However, on days when her asthma flared up, she found it challenging to focus. One afternoon, feeling particularly defeated, Aasma sat at her desk, staring at her unfinished project. Tears welled up in her eyes as she thought about how much she wanted to succeed. Just then, her younger brother, Amir, peeked into her room. "What's wrong, Aasma?" he asked. "I'm just so frustrated," she replied. "I want to do well in the science fair, but sometimes I feel like my asthma is holding me back." Amir thought for a moment and said, "You're really smart, Aasma. You can do this. Just take it one step at a time. Remember, it's okay to ask for help." Inspired by her brother's words, Aasma decided to reach out to her teacher for guidance. She explained her situation and asked for advice on managing her time and project. Her teacher was incredibly supportive and suggested breaking her project into smaller tasks, which made it feel less overwhelming. With her teacher's guidance, Aasma created a timeline for her project. She focused on one aspect of renewable energy each week, allowing her to manage her workload and her asthma better. She also practiced relaxation techniques to help her breathe more easily during stressful moments. As the science fair approached, Aasma felt a renewed sense of determination. She had gathered all her research, created models of solar panels, and prepared her presentation. She practiced speaking in front of her family, gaining confidence with each rehearsal. On the day of the science fair, Aasma arrived at the school, her heart pounding with excitement and nerves. The gymnasium was filled with colorful displays and enthusiastic students. Aasma set up her project, showcasing her findings on renewable energy and its importance for the environment. When it was time for her presentation, Aasma took a deep breath and stepped in front of the judges and her classmates. She spoke passionately about her project, explaining how renewable energy could help combat climate change and reduce pollution. Her enthusiasm shone through, and she answered questions with confidence. As she finished her presentation, Aasma felt a wave of relief wash over her. She had done it. Regardless of the outcome, she was proud of herself for overcoming her challenges and sharing her knowledge. After all the presentations, the judges deliberated, and the excitement in the gymnasium was palpable. Finally, the principal stepped up to announce the winners. Aasma held her breath as the names were called. When the principal announced her name as the winner of the science fair, she couldn't believe it. Cheers erupted around her, and Aasma felt a rush of joy and pride. She had not only achieved her goal, but had also proven to herself that she could overcome her challenges. Her hard work and determination had paid off. With her trophy in hand, Aasma realized that her journey was just beginning. She had learned valuable lessons about perseverance, the importance of asking for help, and believing in herself. She knew that her Aasma would always be a part of her life, but it wouldn't define her. Aasma continued to pursue her passion for science, inspiring others along the way. Aasma always had a curious mind, from the time she was a little girl peering through her father's microscope. However, she often faced setbacks because of her asthma. The constant hospital visits and breathless nights made her feel separated from other kids. One day, during science class, Aasma had an asthma attack. As the room spun, she felt her dreams of becoming a scientist slipping away. But her teacher, Mrs. Larson, had another idea. She showed Aasma documentaries of famous scientists who faced their own physical challenges. One particular story of a biologist who also had asthma struck a chord with her. Inspired, Aasma decided that she wouldn't let asthma define her. She dived into her studies with renewed vigor, devouring every science book she could find. Her family rallied behind her, her friends cheered her on, and her teachers tailored lessons to help her thrive. When her school announced a science fair, Aasma knew this was her moment. She conducted an experiment on plants and wrote a paper on adaptive strategies of flora in extreme climates. Despite an asthma attack the night before the event, Aasma presented her findings with confidence. Her project won first place, and she was invited to submit her research to a junior scientist symposium. That win was the catalyst for her to take even bigger strides. She founded a support group for children with asthma, sharing her story and organizing study sessions and science workshops. As her group grew, Aasma became an advocate for children with asthma, encouraging them to follow their dreams despite their challenges. With the support of her family, friends, and teachers, Aasma was ready to take on the world, one experiment at a time. This story highlights the importance of determination, resilience, and the power of support in overcoming challenges. Aasma's journey serves as an inspiration for children facing their own obstacles, reminding them that with hard work and perseverance, they can achieve their goals.